Good morning, Brian. This video's for you. Do you see what I got here? I just got it yesterday. And already Dan is using it, finding the impact area. So right away you got it, didn't you?
Yeah, it worked good.
Yeah.
I was hitting it early. Later on, I was hitting it right on the money.
So introducing Dan, and you know Dan from previous videos. Dan Loneman, he's our pilot and now retired. You were 22 years in the Air Force?
21 years in the Air Force, 21 years at Delta, 42 years total. Retired when I was 65.
Okay, so you're slightly north of 65.
About 7 years.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were in your 70s.
Oh, yeah, 72 and a half to be exact.
You're a young guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're talking about birthdays.
Yeah.
And your wife's birthday is on what day?
9/11.
9/11. And I missed it by one day. My birthday is 9/12. 1935. I won't tell you how old well, I'm proud of it. I'm 85, which if you look in the mirror, it's 58 backwards.
That's
so I
it.
prefer to think of 58.
There you go.
Age is just a number.
That's it.
So you're young at heart. And being a pilot, now I learned something just this morning about you, and I thought I knew everything about you. We have a great ongoing relationship. How many lessons, training sessions have we had?
This is number 11.
Number 11. So it's an ongoing
of many,
and more to come, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because why are you taking so long to learn this easy swing?
Well, I want to do it right.
Yeah, and Dan is a high achiever. He's a seeker, and I admire his attitude. And we know golf is mentally mental. He's got the physical capabilities, and you don't have any physical disabilities I know of.
Nice.
So he moves well. But when you came to me about 3 months ago, something
About
like
that, yeah.
you were driving the ball, 180 yards?
About that at the most, on a good day.
Yeah, now Dan is tall and very good shape for his ancient age. Look, he's got hair and everything. Wow, I'm so jealous. But we're all different. We learn differently. Now, Dan was raised on a cattle farm.
Grain farm, actually, corn and soybeans, and we raised 100 head of cattle, 500 head of hogs, and that kind of stuff.
Where was that located?
Southwest Minnesota.
Minnesota. I spent a year in Minneapolis. Love Minneapolis. 13 lakes, 13 parks,
Yep.
10,000 lakes in the state,
Yep.
land of lakes. But it got to be winter, and it was 40 degrees below it. This one Christmas, we were shopping on Park Avenue.
Yeah.
Now it's the Mall of Georgia. It's all enclosed. It was so cold that we ducked in stores just to breathe. It just hurts your lungs. But of course, you don't play golf in the winter there.
Nope, that's true.
No. And I'm a Yankee from Western Pennsylvania. You know, this is kind of a joke. The comparison of Yankees to hemorrhoids, how they're the same.
No.
They both come down and they don't want to go back up.
Okay.
So we have a lot of fun. When it stops being fun, I'll do something different.
Yeah.
But this is the most fun I can find with my clothes on.
I didn't hear that.
No, erase that. Delete, computer delete.
Yeah.
But it continues to be fun, and you have your buddies that you play with, and I have mine, and it's a culture.
It is really.
And when I look at all my friends, and you're certainly one of them, they're all golfers. Isn't that interesting?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. So we have things in common that binds us together.
Yeah.
But we have other things that we talk about, and so we're going to talk about kind of an interview. We've already talked about some of these things, but let me ask you this, Dan. Why do you like to play golf?
It's a challenge, and I like to I'm a perfectionist, and I want to do it right.
do it right. Now, your pilot training, it took you how long to learn to be a pilot? And then you were flying these Delta, what planes were they?
Well, in the Air Force, it took me a year, but that was from scratch all the way through capability to fly any airplane the Air Force has.
Yeah, and you wound up teaching.
I was an instructor in the Air Force. I have a number of hours of instructing in both the C-141 and the C-5. Then I also was a flight examiner, or a line check airman as they call it at Delta Airlines, in C-141s for a number of years also.
Well, I'm so jealous. I wanted to fly a plane. When I was inducted in the Army, I wanted to be a pilot, and I took the visual screening. I'm colorblind and nearsighted. Other than that, I'm perfect. But you know, they put a number on the dots on the.
Yeah, yeah.
I could not see the number.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've taken that test a number of times.
Yeah. Now you told me why color was so important to a pilot. I didn't realize. I just flunked out. So.
Actually, the approach lighting system as well as the runway edge lights and taxiway lights are different colors, and the different colors mean different things.
Oh, okay. So they don't look the same to me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you need to be able to determine what those colors mean.
Yeah. Okay. So an instant of what color? Just give me an example of what.
Good example is a glide slope. On glide slope, we have a visual approach slope indicator. If it's red over white, it's perfect. If it's red over red, you're way too low, and if it's white over white, you're way too high. So you got to be able to see the difference.
Oops, too low would be down.
Too low is not a good thing.
And you say that for every takeoff, you have.
Hey, I was a very successful pilot. My landings equal my takeoffs.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Well, golf is not so perfection, and it isn't life or death. It's more important than that.
Yeah.
But we want to approach the club, and just like a pilot, this is part of your training where you do it. What do you call it? Touchdown.
Touch and go.
Touch and go.
Touchdown, whatever. You know.
Yeah. So we're touching down and going through.
Yeah.
Now, when you're making a landing, you're slowing down.
Right, exactly.
But here, when you come down, you're speeding up through, right?
Touch and go.
To go. If you kept slowing down, you'd be landing.
That's it.
Yeah. So we're in the touch and go. So we relate your job, your sports background, or whatever you've done. Now, you've pitched some hay, maybe manure in your day?
A little bit. More than I want to.
Well, my grandparents are dairy farmers, so 2 weeks every summer I'd be
shoveling hay.
shoveling manure.
Shoveling manure, yeah, I did that too.
So all we're doing with the golf swing is shoveling.
Right.
We're pitching, getting it out there.
Right.
So when you make those relations, then it comes into your brain. And we try to, I have a fellow I've followed, he's a motivation speaker, Brian Murphy, and he is a psychologist, and he made the statement that nothing we do in life is from scratch. Oh, so wait a minute, my wife is a scratch cook. She does not do box mixes. Everything. We've been married 63 years. She makes everything from scratch. So, well, wait a minute. Does she process the wheat? No. Does she process she mine the salt or the? No. It has to come from. You have to. If you're growing the wheat or barley or whatever on your farm, you're the source of it, and then it goes into process. You don't mill it. You don't. So it's being prepared, and that's where Brian is so beneficial, because he was a tour player, injured, 2 back operations. He came up with this easiest swing golf. It's so brilliant. It's so easy. I absolutely love it. It's great for my back. I have a artificial hip reconstructed right knee, scoliosis, curvature of spine, arthritis in my lower back. The list goes on. So I am not what you'd say the prime model fitness. They say I'm pretty fit for 85 or 58.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. I used to be the center of a basketball team. I had, you know, I could dunk it.
Yeah.
But now I got a 4-inch vertical.
Well, I don't have much more.
But I can do my golf. And
Oh, yeah.
you've seen me play.
Oh, yeah.
And what would be your interpretation of my golf game, considering my age?
I think you have an incredible approach shot.
Okay. Well, I'm known for my short game because everything's short these
obviously.
days.
It's obvious.
So they want me on there. We play best ball here, you know. So, and I encourage seniors to do this, because we'll shoot under par. You and I, when we went out, we shot what, 12 under?
I don't
With the
remember what we
group?
did. I don't
Wound
know.
up 12 under, which is amazing. With 4 seniors, I thought you were in your 60s, but they're all of us were 70.
Yeah.
And but it's a short game.
That's it. The whole game.
Yeah,
Well, putting up, short game, then putting in that order.
Well, that is short. The short, and the final 3 feet, which would be almost about the length of this.
Right.
We want to be inside that, so we have an easy last putt. So I liken the golf game to chess. Have you ever played chess?
Yes, I have. A number of times.
Oh, my son, he's a world-ranked chess player.
I'm not.
He placed 4th in the world at Philadelphia out of
Wow.
2,000 competitors.
Right.
And, but I can play chess, but I don't have the patience. I like to be moving, active, on my feet.
Yeah.
So what you have with chess, you have your men all around, you have the opening gambit,
Mm-hmm.
and you move a pawn. You have some idea of what would be the path you want to follow.
Right.
Well, I just move a man out there, move another man. My son, he has all these complicated, he knows the past, and he'll get me, you know, checkmate very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that, so I don't like
Go back to golf.
Yeah, back to golf. But then you have the end game, right?
Right.
And that's where you want to checkmate the king.
Yeah.
Well, we have the end game. That last 3 feet, we want to, you know, if we make a longer one, that's bonus. But we certainly want to sink one of this length.
Yeah.
Doink. And that's the sweetest sound, that kerplop.
Yep. Falling in a hole.
Falling in the hole, and gravity gets it.
You got it.
So when you have a good visual, and we're talking about visual, you had a visual when you're flying.
Yeah.
You knew your glide path, you know, wind condition, what the,
Absolutely.
and if a wind shear or something came up, what would you do?
Go around.
Okay, avoid.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Full power and I'm gone.
Yeah.
Come back when it's gone.
So what? Maybe it wasn't that much. Maybe it's just a little.
You got a little bit of, you know, if the wind's out there and a little gusty,
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about
Yeah.
basically. If it's a little gusty, you just got to deal with it.
And how would you deal with it?
It's a feel more than anything else.
Ah.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. The magic void.
The last time you'll ever ask me about a wind shear, I know that.
Yeah, right. Well, a friend of mine died skydiving, and he's a student of mine, and Joe is a great guy, 39 years old. Had skydived over 6,000 times. He packed his own. Well, apparently, I don't know what was a wind shear, but he had what they call a hard landing.
Okay.
And he didn't have anybody with him, thank God, tandem.
Yeah.
But he died on the way to the hospital.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's, you only get one chance on those deals.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, flying, compared to automobile, is way more safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no comparison.
Yeah.
So, I love to fly, but I always get the wind too. But Atlanta, Stone Mountain, have you flown out of Atlanta? Is that your main base?
Yeah, I did. I flew out of Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson.
Yeah.
That's where we flew out of mostly.
Yeah. So you had a lot of experience, and repetition is the mother of all learning. So.
Oh, heck yeah.
And that's what we're learning here, but the right repetition.
That's it.
And practice makes
perfect.
But no, it's perfect practice makes perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to groove a bad swing.
No, you don't want to make a bad landing and shake up the passenger, just
That's true.
harm the aircraft. So, being and another thing you revealed to me just this morning, you took 15 years of piano.
Piano lessons, right? A lot of it applies to golf.
And how do you relate piano?
My piano teacher spent probably 10 of those years, and mostly all 15 years, saying relax.
Ah.
Relax. He called me the iron claw when I started out. After 10 years, I was the wooden claw. He said, driving down the road when you're at the stoplight, just sit back and relax. Practice it. And I do that in golf now.
Well, that is mind over matter. I used to tell my mother, Mom, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. But
yeah.
But what we have to do is direct, and it's called mind control. And I took Silva Mind Control 50 years ago, and I was so impressed with. I was always interested in how the mind-body works, but mind control, everything emanates from here. We have 100 billion neurons.
Okay.
And we all use what, 10 or 11%? Suppose I don't know how to measure
Yeah, right.
but I'm up to 8 or 9, I think. But I like to get firing on all cylinders.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. So, just to relate, I learned how to erase bad thoughts from my mind.
That's in his book.
Okay, I don't. You know, you're halfway through. You said.
Right.
And you're really. That's great. I got to read that again because I don't remember. I know the mental aspect and the image, but Silva Mind Control. We learned a simple, and it's really kind of like self-hypnosis. You ever, as a child, or you have children, had a dry erase or what's the board? You pull a sheet up.
Oh, that, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you pull it up and all the writing and drawings disappear. Well, by simply, and this is through repetition, saying cancel, cancel, that would expunge, just erase all the...
You make a bad shot, you go to the next shot, you forget the fact that you made a bad shot, and continue on, that's gone.
You can't do anything.
And that was one of the emphasis points.
Yeah, that is so brilliant. Now, Brian, as well as I am, are advocates of Tim Galloway. I was a big tennis player. He wrote The Inner Game of Tennis, and he wrote The Inner Game of Golf.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that book somewhere. I need to bring it out again. But tennis, I remember, you physically occupy self-one, which is your conscious mind. And you just say to yourself, hit, bounce, and then just do it. So that then all those thousands of chatters going on in your mind, it quieted down. Mm-hmm. And we all have them. It's very mentally disturbing. So now I have bad thoughts, and I've done it 1,000 times. I just say, cancel, cancel. But today, with a computer, we'd say delete, delete.
Yeah, I guess.
Hit the button. And just while we're on that subject, I had a student who was a helicopter pilot, I think I told you.
Yeah.
And he taught a lot of good pilots, and some of them couldn't master what he called the hover button.
Oh, that, yeah.
So what, you have a rear tail rotor, what's it called?
Just the main rotor.
Main rotor, but you gotta coordinate.
You gotta coordinate a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm not a helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
I've never flown a helicopter.
Yeah, and that's a different skill set.
Yeah, it is very much so.
So we're just learning golf is so ridiculously easy compared to flying or helicopter or anything you do.
Yeah, I know. The way I swing a club, you wouldn't know that.
No. Well, we make it hard, right? And letting it happen instead of making it happen.
Yeah.
And to give up control is hard, particularly when you're a perfectionist. You want to make it.
It's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
It's coming.
So it's a mind concept, and relaxing is tension is the biggest enemy to golf. So
yeah.
yeah. So you're really come miles from where you were. Now, your production on the course has come miles.
Oh yeah.
Because you were shooting what, basically in the 90s?
Shooting in the 90s, mid to low 90s.
And you called me several weeks ago. I was with a student. You said, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "Oh,
I remember that.
I was really worried. Oh, he's cut off a finger. He's done something. He said, "You said, what'd you tell me?"
I just shot a 78.
Man, going from there to
legitimate 78.
Yeah, yeah. And you had some great experiences. And number 14 hole, you did hit a poor drive on that one, right?
Yeah, drive it. Yeah.
But you
don't worry about that kind of stuff.
185.
Yeah.
You took out.
Oh, man, I hit a 5-iron and almost drove the green. It just blew me away.
Yeah, almost 180, at least 180 yards. So
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So that was about the length of your driver before, right?
Yeah, well, it still is. But
no,
I'm just kidding.
No, this guy, his main problem is you're getting it too far. We had seen your tees. He's getting it up 60, 65 yards.
Yeah.
And we're going to work on that today, distance control.
Yeah.
And just like throwing, we want to create more energy.
Right. We got to work on that.
Yeah. So.
Matter of fact, that's the majority of where I like to work is in the short game.
Well, just like chess, that's where your money is made.
Yep.
Getting it up and down.
Yep.
You watch the tournament in San Francisco.
PGA tournament?
PGA, yeah. Colin Murakami was his name.
I forget.
He chipped in on number 16 for an eagle.
Yep.
Man, that helps your putting averages. And
sure does.
There was a 4-way tie at 10 under. Now all of a sudden he's 12 under.
Yeah.
You wrote it all. And man, we like that kind of result.
Yep. I'm well aware the short game is the key.
Yeah.
That's the absolute key.
So the driver, fairway woods, long irons are just the advancement club. Trying to get you out there. You have a football-sized field, 52 in 3 inches. It's 6.
What's that?
52 yards wide.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. 100 yards long.
Yeah.
So that's a big expanse.
Yeah.
And we put it out there reasonably. You don't have to always like the middle, but if it's just off the line, no biggie.
Yeah.
But then when you get in the side of 150 and certainly 100, that's when the short game
make your money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you can put it in with 10 feet of the pin, then there's a likelihood you could.
We're going to work on that.
All right. Well, a work in progress.
Work in progress is right.
So
that's my goal. Put a 10-foot circle around that dang hole.
Yeah.
Every time in the middle of that.
Yeah. Well, it's like you have a target and it's a bullseye, and you want to get close to the bullseye to score. But Dan, this has been great working with you all these weeks. But also thank you for this interview. And I hope you kind of see, Brian, the relationship. This has been special with me and Dan. And it doesn't end here. We're going to be friends, play together.
Can I put a plug in for his book? It's a great book.
All right.
All right.
I'll pay you later.
I mean, there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, it's philosophy, and he's got quotes from different people, and it's bears reading again.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So, and then we'll try to get you one of these, which will give you this. So, you're well on your way there, sir.
Thank you. Let's go hit some golf balls.
All right, I'm there.
All right.
Thanks.